We are a ministry of the Franciscan Friars Conventual. Our mission is mainly twofold: to care for our earth and to care for the poor.
On 310 acres of rolling hills and woodlands in Ellicott City, Maryland, on the property of the Shrine of St. Anthony, you can find Little Portion Farm.
We grow probably over 30 different types of vegetables, over a dozen different kinds of fruits, a lot of herbs.
But the land hasn't always been that fruitful.
And for a long time, the Friars leased out the property to other farmers who used kind of conventional industrial style of agriculture. Pesticide use, herbicide use.
Until Laudato Si came out, Pope Francis's encyclical, which focused renewed attention on the long-standing Catholic teaching to care for creation.
Along with the rest of the world, and around the time that Laudato Si came out in 2015, they started thinking about how we could use the land better.
For the Friars, hearing the cry for the earth and the cry for the poor meant building a sustainable farm that feeds those in need.
I sense that St. Francis provided a kind of a great way of recognizing creation as a brother or sister, and the ability to see God's action and work in creation. So I think that the environment is obviously something that we have an impact upon as human beings, and our choices matter.
The Friars, alongside farm manager Matt Jones, started putting in the work to restore the depleted soil. And after some time, they planted their first seed.
2019 was the first year we consider kind of the beginning of Little Portion Farm, which is the first year that we planted vegetables. So we started very small. We started with only 10 beds.
Since then, Little Portion Farm has grown, harvested, and donated over 60,000 pounds of produce.
The food that we produce is wonderful and nutritious, but the work is even more beneficial.
Kelly Neal is the volunteer coordinator at the farm. Since the farm does not use any machinery, Neal says the volunteers are the core of the ministry. Some volunteers have been with Little Portion Farm since the beginning.
Just seeing the expansion and the different kinds of foods that we have, that's one of the things that I really love about it. It's a bit of a dignity that you give to people to say you're important enough to try Jerusalem artichokes or, okra or some strange squash flower.
We're steward of what we grow and get it out to the community. It's just so important, for our faith, to pay it forward.
Most of the produce harvested here at Little Portion Farm is donated to the Franciscan Center of Baltimore. During peak season, the farm donates about 500 pounds of food a week.
We get to have these gourmet looking, the best looking produce coming from this farm, and it's all directed towards our guests, our neighbors.
Jeff Griffin is the director of the Franciscan Center of Baltimore, which serves as many as 1,000 meals a day to those in need.
For the hot meal program, we serve probably 400 to 600 people a day at our center, and then we also serve another 150 to 200 meals every day, 7 days a week, to homeless encampments.
In addition to the hot meal program, the center is also in the process of starting a client choice pantry, which will provide organic produce to people who might have trouble buying fresh fruits and vegetables. Griffin says with the price of produce skyrocketing, they are seeing more and more clients.
Every single day, we're serving our community.
Chef Derek Purcell serves as the culinary director at the center. He tells us that one of his greatest joys is working with Little Portion Farm to create an in-season menu.
Since we're preparing food from scratch, we got to talk with Matt, and we know exactly what's coming out of the field, and we implement that within a day or two after it hits our property.
Sister Ann Hefner loves volunteering at the center and helping clients with their spiritual needs.
Bring them to God in a way that you're standing with them. You're not pointing the way, you're not, above, you are with them, holding their hands. And I think that's what we do here.
Roselle Reyes, EWTN News in Depth.